Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I've been reading some comics lately, and let me tell you about them. Thing is, yes, some of these are spoilers, but oh well. If you're gonna buy it, you're gonna buy it. If you're not gonna buy it. So it doesn't matter. This series, I reread these. This is called Cat Shit One. It's based off of a manga, a Japanese manga, and a mini animated movie that is on YouTube somewhere. If I can remember where it is, I'll link it in this description. Um, this guy uses anamorphic characters, which means he uses animals as humans. And this is a story about the Vietnam War. And the funny thing about this, I'm not sure if he was a part of the Vietnam War. I don't know. I didn't really do a lot of research on the guy yet. Or does he know people who was in the Vietnam War? Or he just did a lot of research, because some of the stuff, there's a lot of information about the Vietnam War and the political climate around that. So that means you had to know something there. I love this book. I really love it. I really love it. For example, the bunny rabbits are Americans. They have the Vietnamese as the cats. The cats are the Vietnamese. And it's kind of hilarious. I was like, oh my gosh. So it's kind of hilarious. They're talking about getting drugs, getting laid and shit like that, just like any other story. This story reminds me of Full Metal Jacket, that kind of vibe. And to tell you the truth, if you want something different, something totally different, Cat Shit One is the way to go. Now the fun thing is, the volume one, episode issue 3, half the story is animals, the second half is humans. So he started drawing humans. So I wonder how that's going to turn. So I wonder if he's going to still keep the animals or the humans. I thought the animals was pretty cool. The humans, it's okay. But I do suggest, I personally like it. I personally recommend it. This next one, Wonder Woman 759. This is the variant cover. Oh my gosh. Looks like one. It's a variant cover. I saw this. I just picked it up. I haven't been reading Wonder Woman. I just bought the 750th issue 750, because that was like the big issues. I picked that up because of the fact that it's a big issue. Not really into Wonder Woman, but I love this Jim Lee artwork. Jim Lee is considered one of the best. Now, I talk about a lot of the best artists and stuff like that. Like Todd McFarlane is a really great artist, but he doesn't really draw that much anymore. But Jim Lee, he is one of the greatest comic book artists of today. He knows how to draw anatomy, especially because he used to be a medical student. So he knows how to draw anatomy. I might talk about like certain artists I like later, but who knows. But this story basically, she moves into an apartment, meets up with a young girl. They decide to go shopping. They went to a place like IKEA, where you have to buy these expensive furniture that you have to put together. And somehow there's this guy named Maxwell Lord, who's a villain who can control people's minds. They're controlling various people's minds, and so she breaks into prison to try to get them. And that's where it ends. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Wonder Woman, but I just bought it because of the variant cover of Jim Lee. This one, Dark Knight's Death Metal, #1. This is the big hype. This is one of the big hype besides Joker War. And it involves the Batman Who Laughs, which is something with the Dark Knight's Metal series like a year or two ago. And tell you the truth, I'm not really impressed. Me personally, I'm not really impressed by it because I can't follow the story. I can't follow it. Maybe if I bought a little bit more into it, I could probably follow it. But oh well. This right here is Spider Woman #1, a variant cover. I just got another variant cover recently. This is Jessica Drew version of Spider Woman. There's 2 versions of Spider Woman. Well, actually, there's 3 or 4 of them. But what happened? This is the Jessica Drew version, which is the original Spider Woman. And she's married, or I think she's married. Well, I know she has some dude and a baby. She just had a baby. The baby has powers, and guess what? She has no money. Now, what happens is, one thing I like about some certain heroes is when they have to struggle like humans. And because of the fact that she needs money and she's not really working, this is one of the reasons why I said this is. I was kind of digging it. It's kind of digging it. So she wanted to. So she used to be a private detective and a spy and all this other stuff. So she's like, okay, fine. Some rich guy wants some kind of superpower muscle as a bodyguard. So she does. She does that. She gets a little new costume. And then what happened, this girl that she's bodyguarding for her birthday is on a boat. 3 factions try to kidnap this girl. And she just whooping ass all over the place. The funny story, now there's a SJW moment on here, which I thought was kind of funny. And of course, some like this one will say, "Oh, SJW." The girl, she's handicapped, okay, or she's disabled, however you want to call it. I call it handicapped. I call it handicapped. She's disabled. She's confined to a wheelchair. And the little kid goes, this little rich kid was like, little snotty rich kid who dressed up like Deadpool was like, I knew I shouldn't have came to this cripple's birthday party. Which pissed her, Spider-Woman off, and she goes, can you swim? And the kid goes, I'm the head swimmer of my team. So she throws him overboard. That was classic. She just tosses him overboard. While he's swimming in the ocean, she's beating up these terrorists, kidnappers, whatever. Destroys a helicopter. Picks the kid up, pulls him back on the boat. She goes, if I ever hear you use those kind of words again, you're not going to live. And then she gets sick and starts throwing up some green puke. Now, to tell you the truth, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but did that interest me to buy the second issue? Not yet. This next book I was really waiting for. Snake Eyes, Dead Game. Now, am I a fan of G.I.? I used to be a big fan of G.I. Joe back in the day, like a lot of other boys. And maybe some girls. Big fan of G.I. Joe because of the cartoon. And on YouTube, there's a YouTube channel from Hasbro that actually shows the actual cartoons. And so sometimes I watch that, sometimes I don't. And of course, just about everybody's favorite character is Snake Eyes. I like him because he's a freaking ninja, and I love ninjas. And the funny thing is, this is all about him and ninja action. This is written and drawn by Rob Liefeld, one of the other super hot creators back in the 90s who left Marvel, formed his own stuff, and shenanigans happen. No matter what, people always make fun of him because he can't draw feet. And he always loved drawing pouches all over the place. And the funny thing is that you see there's feet. And there's not that many pouches. Because when he used to draw, he used to have pouches everywhere. But this was a really good comic. I'm really interested in it. I'm really waiting for the next one to come out. because I want to see what this is all about. This like undead ninja that got resurrected, in which he knows about it through his clan, so he's going to try to fight this ninja. So it's kind of funny. So I'm really, tell you the truth, this is only cover A. I showed you the alternate, the variant cover that I bought that was supposed to be signed that I was pissed off. I did email those guys. I have not heard. I did not reply. I didn't get a reply back. They're offering issue number 2 signed as well, and I'm thinking about, look, if they don't call me within the next week, or if they don't contact me within the next week or so, I'm gonna email them again. I'm like, I was interested in buying a number 2, but and it's supposed to be signed. But the problem is, since my number 1 wasn't signed and there was no explanation for that, I might not, I don't know. But is this a good book? I recommend it. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, yeah. If you're Snake Eyes fan, definitely yeah. And I got a little bit more time. Let's talk about some more books. I picked this up because of the alternative cover, Damian Wayne from Teen Titans. I thought he died. Or maybe that was in the New 52 he died. I don't even know. But obviously he's around. And he's one of the leaders of the new Teen Titans. Am I a big fan? Did I like the Teen Titans? No, I've never been a big fan of the Teen Titans. And this doesn't make me even want to be a fan of the Teen Titans. Well, according to this storyline, in the future, Damian Wayne becomes a evil monster kind of guy. Now, the funny thing is, he was born. He's the grandson of Ra's al Ghul, which is a big Batman villain, and he's now living with Batman so Batman could train him to be a hero. And so the idea is that in his mind, he's going on the killing spree again, and the other Teen Titans are trying to stop him. That's what I got out of it. Nothing really new, but to me, I just thought the cover was cool, and I bought it for the cover. Do I like the story? Not really. Catwoman 23. This is a variant cover right here. I do love the variant cover. When I saw this, I bought it because of the variant cover, and the reason why there was a lot of hype with this comic. The reason why there was a hype on this comic was the person who wrote it, Northcott, at the top. Now, what happened is, Northcott, she's not a new comic book creator or a writer. She self-published her own books for the last at least 10 years. She wrote and self-published all of her own books, which you had to buy online and stuff like that. And so what happened? This is her. They gave her a shot at writing a comic. Okay. This is her shot. And the funny thing is, even the channel Comes With Your Boy Zach, he actually liked the story. He actually liked the story because this did something totally different. This had a lot of comedy, some action, and I tell you the truth, I'm kind of interested in reading a little bit more of this because Northcott. I follow her on Facebook and Instagram. I think Twitter too. I can't remember. But so I'm really interested in this. Now the funny thing is, there was such a low print run for this. They're thinking about doing a second printing. So if they're thinking about doing a second printing, you know this is kind of like a hot book. So hey, congratulations. The last book of this is Batman the Adventure Continues. Now this is done in the style of the Batman the Animated TV series back in the 90s. The one that everybody watched. The same art style and everything. So when they decided to do that, and they said, well, we're going to have other Batman villains and heroes and stuff like that around, I thought, oh, that sounds kind of interesting. So I picked up number 1. which is this. I read it. It's written by Burnett and Dini, Alan Burnett and Paul Dini, who wrote the actual TV show, stories for the TV show. So that is the same vein of the TV show. So when I read this, I'm thinking I'm watching the TV show again. I'm like, oh wow. And the funny thing is, it shows Jason Todd there. Next issue is going to be Deathstroke. So, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be other stuff involved. And they probably be able to dwell more detail. And probably, since it's kind of based off the TV show, they might do a little bit more than what the TV show did before. So, other than that, I really recommend this book. So, I might read it for like the first 5 issues. After that, who knows? But anyway, that's enough for today. That's enough for this video. One more to go. Yes, one more to go. And then that'll be the 4th video I just filmed. Now, like I said, I have yet to figure out how I want to release these videos yet. Am I going to release it all in one day? Probably not. Am I going to start like one every other day? Maybe, or maybe 2 one day and 3 the next, or I don't know. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs up. If you like this new this new format I'm going to do is that when I buy comics, I'm going to show you what I bought, and then on a future video, I'm going to show you what I actually read. I'm going to talk about what I actually read. And if you think that format's kind of cool, let me know. True, there's going to be some spoilers, but then again, the way how I look at it, whether I tell you about, if I tell you about the spoilers or whatever I did, whatever the story was about, if you're going to buy the book, you're going to buy the book regardless of what I say. If you have enough interest, you're going to buy the book, even if I tell you everything and what happened in it. If you don't like it, then you know, say, hey, it's not for me, and that's okay. Like I said, the Teen Titans, I didn't really like it. I just bought it for the cover. Wonder Woman, I'm not a big fan of Wonder Woman. I just bought it for the cover. I have no problem saying that. But anyway, let me get going, and I'll talk to you guys later.